Hey, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this section of how to build a blog using Laravel and Flutter, we're going to be looking at how to render out our results from database, how to render fetch data from our API using Flutter. So we're going to make use of GETX, whereas our state manager data, we're going to make use of HTTP package to connect with our API. And please don't mind my emulator, the way it's big like this. I'm using LD player, so I believe it's actually this big. If you have a configuration for it to be a little bit smaller, please go ahead and tell me. So the what we're going to be doing is this that will list up all our posts from our database using our API. We can also swipe down to refresh and get back our data. Alright, so that we're going to be working on in this video. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get started. Connect our data application to API that allows us to communicate with API, while GetX is just a state management that we're going to be using. Alright, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and do it. So we want to go ahead and do Control Shift P. Go ahead and hit Control Shift P. Then can go ahead and add dependency. So we're going to add HTTP, add command. Then we're going to have GetX. We also need this is get, not GetX. We also need GetX storage. So we're going to be using that as our local storage. So I think that is get storage instead. Okay, so I'm not getting it. You know what? I'm going to check that later, but let's go ahead and install this for now. So go ahead and click enter. So this is going to install it for us. As you can see, it's installing it. Alright, let's wait for that to finish up. Alright, so that is done installing. So for get storage, it is get underscore storage. So that we're going to use. We're going to use get underscore storage. Alright, which is that. Click enter. It's going to add it to our post spec here. If you don't have that package, basically go to your post spec here, and you can just go ahead and include HTTP and co. So we have GetX here, we have HTTP. Then it's going to add get storage also. Okay. So now once that is done now, what we want to go ahead and do is you can see we have a controller folder we've created already. So before that, in our lib folder, we want to go ahead and create a folder called constant. So that's where we're going to add our API URL. This constant here, we're going to create a file called constant.dat. Right, so it's a file called constant.dat. Right, once this is done now, we're going to create a constant URL. So we're going to do const URL. This is meant to take in our URL, our API URL. But we can't pass in our 127.0.01 because it's not going to work. Because I think it's because they are on the same server, so it doesn't kind of work like that. So you have to host our Laravel now with our local IP. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to pass in, we're going to serve our project on our local network. So to do that, go to terminal here. First, we want to do is check our IP address. I'm going to do ipconfig. So this is going to bring up my IP address for me, which is I believe is trying to figure it out because initially it's meant to start with it's meant to start with like 192 points. Because I think it's this one actually. Okay, that is Wi-Fi. So I think that's not mine. Okay, this is mine. Alright, so you can just go ahead and copy this. Alright, so once you copy that, what we can do is just do PHP artisan. So we're going to do PHP artisan. To serve. We're going to add double hyphen, select our host. Our host is going to be our IP address. Okay, so we don't need to pass an equals to actually. We can just give our host like that. Then we can just go ahead and set. We can go ahead and set our port. We want to give a port of 8000. Okay, so click enter and let's wait for this to run. Initially we got an error because we did not seed into API, so we have to seed into API. To seed into API, let's get our run this again. And you see our server is running on our IP address. So initially I can copy this, or I can reduce and click on this, open it up. It's going to open up in my browser. As you can see the Laravel application, which is working very well as expected. So that is out of the way now. What we can now do is when you copy now, you can go ahead and just paste it right here. We're going to move into our API. Okay. So instead of making this constant, we'll go ahead and make this a string. So let's make it a string. Alright. Yeah, so that is everything we need for that side. Now, what we want to do is to go ahead and now let's want to do is we want to go ahead and create a model. So this model is going to and then our blog post. So we can call this post dot dart. So this is going to be our model for our API response. And to do that, what we can do is we can head to websites that converts our API to a model for us. I think that is initially what I do to make my work easier. So to achieve that, what first we want to do is open up our Thunder client. Open up our Thunder client here. I'm going to open up a request. Then I want to send a request on our API, so which is /API / what's the URL for to get all the posts, which is posts. So we need to get our response. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so send this. Alright, so we have our response, which is here with categories and code. What we can do now is we can visit quicktype.io. So quicktype.io allows us to convert our API response to anything that we want, to any language that we want. So I'm basically just going to copy this. So once I copy this, no, I don't need to actually copy that. Let me just copy from post actually. So I want to copy from post because I don't need the success message. So I'm going to copy from post, head over here, I'm going to paste this. Okay, I'm going to paste this. Now we should be having an error. Yeah, we should be having an error. So initially I can cut this away. Not that, sorry. We don't need the square bracket, so you can basically cut all this away. Or you can paste this here. I see to convert it to that post. I selected that here, so that is why it's converting to that. So make sure you select that. That place. So copy it now. We can head over to Visual Studio Code. We can go ahead and configure everything. So Visual Studio Code, post, save, and we should be having a little bit of errors so we can now set up ourselves. So let's save this. Okay. Okay, so initially I was expecting to have to see some kind of error, but I think it's all clear for now. Right now, so in our controller now we can go ahead and create a controller. So our controller, we can call it post underscore controller for that. Okay, so once that is done, okay, so we've created our file now. What we want to do is to go ahead and have class post controller. This post controller is going to extend. So what are you going to extend? It's going to extend GETX controller. Okay, so it's going to extend GETX controller. So this GETX controller, we need to import it. So go ahead and import it. It's going to import get. And now we also need to import HTTP. So we're going to import package. For package, are importing HTTP.dart. We are going to import it as HTTP. Alright, so very good. Once that is done, we also need to import our model, which we are going to do now. So we are going to create an Rx. So Rx is basically how we create like a state for what we want to use. So I'm going to create a state which of a list of data from our post model, so which is our post. So the post here, we need to just change the model name, which you see is to do model that is here because I used it for to do recently the last time. So I'm just going to change this to post model. Alright, so everything, I'm going to copy everything out. Head over back to Visual Studio Code. Alright, so I have a post model in this place now. Okay, so what we can do is go ahead and import post model. Yep. Then we can go ahead and give it a variable name post. So we are creating a variable post and we are setting it our type. Our type is a list from Rx, which is GETX state management system. We're going to make it set it to an empty list. So it's going to be empty. So basically the same two we wrote there. So basically the same two we wrote there that we're going to pass, but instead it's going to be an empty list. Alright, good. There we want to have a loading kind of indicator. So when our data is being fetched, it should be loading. So I'm going to do final is loading is equals to force dot obs. Alright, very good. Now once that is done now, we can just get started by creating our method. So once you first go ahead and create a method, so we're going to create a feature get or posts. That getting our post, so I'm making it async. So inside this async, we're going to have a try and catch error. So try and catch blocker. So what are we going to catch? E, which is basically exception if you get what I'm saying. So we're going to do E dot to string. So we're going to print out the exception if there's an error. And also now in our try, what we want to do is create a variable of our response is equals to await HTTP. So I want to pass an HTTP dot get. So we are passing a get request URL dot pass. So we are going to pass our URL. So URL dot pass is needed if you want to pass a URL to your HTTP. So we're going to do that. And here we're going to just add URL. So if you add URL, this is going to import a file which is our constant. You can see it here. Okay, then we are going to, I believe it is post. Yeah. There, remember, since we are making use of Laravel, we have to pass in our headers. So these headers, I'm just going to grab it from here so you can check it out in the GitHub. I can pass our headers here. So I don't need this authorization because you are not logging in. All we need is just application JSON. Alright, so when that is done now, you can just do if response of status code is equals to 200. So if response of status code is equals to 200, we're going to do is loading. So we're going to set the loading value to be false. We're going to make it false. Remember, we also have to make it true from beginning, like once the code start running. So we can have a loading indicator once it start working. We're going to set this to true. And now that this one is false, what we want to do is basically I can have final content equals to JSON. So this JSON is going to import a file. So let's do JSON.decode. So to import JSON.decode, what we need to do is import that convert. We're going to do import that convert. Alright. We want to have JSON decode. What do we want to decode? We want to decode our response. So we're going to do response.body. So response.body, we're going to select posts. Why are we selecting posts? We're selecting posts because remember our API response. When I copied it to QuickType, right here, you can see where we have that square bracket before it was post that was there. So that's what we're going to. That's what we are trying to get. So we're trying to get the index of posts. Alright. Now what we can just do is basically let's just print out context so we can read it and see what we have. Okay. Now since this one is done now, what we can just do is go to our views, I believe, which is home.dat. So here we just need to do some stuff. So here we have to import our post controller. So we have to do final post controller. So post controller equals to get. This is going to import GETX. Make sure you import GETX. Get dot So this get.put. I'm trying to import this. It's not showing the import, so you know what? I'm just going to copy it from here. Alright, so after copy, I'm going to paste it right here. Good. Alright, so we have to just do that. So now this is going to accept our post controller. So while we're putting the inside, we're putting our post controller inside. Now once this is set already, go to our post controller back. Once you create a file that a part of code that will allow us to fetch to run this particular method once it is initialized, once the get controller is initialized, like once the app finish loading. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use on init. So this on init is not default by Flutter. It comes with GETX. So that's what we're going to be using. So we're going to use on init. So on init here, we're just going to call get or post. Right, so we're going to call get or post. Yeah, we should be good to go. Look at the debug console. Right, so we're having nothing yet. So let's go to okay, now let's restart. Now if we restart, you can see we're having starts of post controller being created, post controller. Now you can see our post is being rendered out. Beautiful. Now since that is done already, so we are done with that part of it. Good. So the next part we want to look at is the rendering, which is it is a widget. So we want to go to the home that, which is going to be right, I believe it's this one. So what we can do is just delete all this. Okay, we need just one of it. Okay, so we need just one of these. And if we should look at it, it's going to be one now. Alright. Don't mind the way the text is speaking. I'm using an emulator that is actually LD player. That's why it's like that. So if you want us to make it responsive, comment down below. We're going to make it responsive. Right? So we have this. What we want to do now is I can just write down. Remove that. So what I want to have is I want to have a list view. So this list view dot builder. I'm going to have list view dot builder. This item builder is going to accept context and index. Okay. So once that is done now, we can just return let us return text. So this will give us an error now. Yep. So first we need to first is let's go ahead and give it an item count of let's say 4. And let's make it shrink wrong. So let's make it true. Let's save this and see if we get any other error again. So we don't have any error. Check it out. You can see we have 4 in the word here. God. So this is what we are going to be replacing. So now this list view builder here. What we want to do is wrap this list view builder. Let's go ahead and wrap it in the stream builder. So we are going to edit this stream builder a little bit. So I'm going to delete all this. And I'm also going to delete this. So this is going to be just be called OBX. So OBX is a method that comes with GETX. So it's like an observable widget. Going to have OBX. Alright. So this OBX now, what I can do now is I do return called post controller dot is loading. So if post controller dot is loading dot value, which is if it is true, I want to have center. So center of the screen, I want to have a child, which is circular progress indicator. Okay. I just make this constant. Yeah, so I can save this. Now, so now what I want to do now is this post control, this item content. We're going to make it here. So we're going to do post controller dot post. So we can select the post, our post model that we created here, as you can see in this place. Post, then we're going to select values. I believe we can select length. Alright, so that's the length of it. So it's going to count it for us. So let's save this. And let's just figure the app here and let's restart. So let's restart and let's wait for it to finish. Let's wait for it to finish. Okay. What if I refresh? Okay, so we are having nothing for now. So what I can do initially is where we have this post controller here. Sorry, where we have this post controller here. At the beginning, I can go ahead and clear every post. There's a post dot value dot clear. Okay, so we can have post dot value dot clear, and should figure out why this is not showing. Okay, then let's go ahead and restart this. Let's see if a request has been sent. The request is going to be sent. It is there. Yeah, I can see our progress bar is here, so it's working. Getting another, but it's not returning our list viewer. Why? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what is wrong here. So I think I just found out the error actually. Yeah, okay. This is actually very stupid of me. Thinking of it, like I acted like someone that was cross checking what was happening. Yeah, so initially, what we did was basically we were just printing it out. We were not doing anything again about it, and I was expecting it to be print out. Showing the screen, you can see all the thing we're doing is just print it out. Sorry for the delay. So what we can do is right under our post here, we're gonna do a loop. So we can do for item in content. For item in content, so we're going to select post. We're going to do value. So we're going to add to our empty list that we have there. We're going to do post model select dot from JSON. So that's the usefulness of our model. So we're going to say from JSON. So what the JSON that we're expecting is going to be an item. It's going to be the item variable. Okay. Very good. So we should go to home now. And let's open up our app. We should restart. I believe we should have it in the screen now. Alright, so we should have it in the screen now. Yeah, you can see we have a hello world. We have a hello world. So you can see it's being showed in the screen now, hello world. Very good. So that was what we are expecting. Now, the next thing we need to do is this color, where we have this color in this place here. So initially, we don't want this color again. The one we want is a string. So I believe we want our post. I should look at the debug. Okay, no worry. I think we can just walk through it. So this should not be color again. This should be like a text. Let's say title. We need title. We need the image. So we're going to do final string image. Alright, this is meant to be a string image. And what I want to do is I want to check my post model to see what we need. Post model, so we need title page. And let's let's call him body, then created that. Body and created that. So we need body and also created that. All right, very good. And what we can do now is Head over here, click on quick fix, add this to final, it's going to add them again. Now, so we don't want this decoration again. So this decoration here, we're going to, what we need is our image. And what we can do is can delete this. And delete this, we can have box decoration. So this box decoration, now we can have our image. So this image we can have decoration image or image decoration. I'm not sure. Yeah, decoration image. Inside decoration image again, we're going to have our image. So our image is going to be the image that we pass in. So we have an error. I'm just going to hide this. The argument string can be assigned to image provider. Yes, so we need to say it is the network image provider. We're going to pass in the image here. All right. But once that is done, what we can do is we can have this. Then here where we have this data, this I believe this can be created at, and this can be our title. This can be our title, and this we have like, so we're just going to leave that. Oh, we don't have body actually. No, let's just leave that. Save this. Now let's go to our home. In this our home here, we're going to import our blog widget. Our blog widgets, okay. I want this to format them very well. Oh, but maybe because you have an error. So what we're going to do is we're going to call post controller. So post controller dot post. Select the index dot value, I believe, dot title. Yeah, so I have an error of index here. So I believe we can have post dot value. Then with this value here, we are going to have index here. All right, so it should work like this. So we can basically just copy it for the rest. So this one is going to be for image. Dot image. I want to see why I limit that. Yeah, so you should be able to see autocomplete too also. So autocomplete should be also there. So if there's no autocomplete there, that means you're doing something wrong. So you have to check it. Body. So do we are not passing body. Let's just pass body inside. Now we also need created at. So this created at is created at like this. So I have an error because this is like a time kind of stuff. So I'm going to convert this to a string, I believe. And that should be okay. So this is expecting that. Okay, so we should be good to go like this. So image provider, we have an error. You can see our code is actually working here. So this time here, we're going to format it from our API also to print out readable man this thing. So we have an error here. So the reason why we have an error here is because we have to set our image URL. So this is going to be slash what's our image? Image is in public post images. We're going to go to public slash post images. We can just call this post image URL. You can copy that, and what we can do is go to our home. We can go to our home, and we just have to find a way to format this. So let's cut this and let's do something like this. Okay, let's do something like that. I'm trying to figure out how I did it here. Okay, now we can have our post image, our post image URL. So let's go to constant and copy that. You need the dollar sign. That's all. We have to import this. Let's go to the top and import constant. So we have to import constant. Import package, constant, not collection, constant. I don't know why my auto is my system is dragging. I believe that is why my auto complete does like that. So I'm just going to copy it here and to paste it here. So you see the error has disappeared. So post image this, then you can go ahead and calling wait, let's go to this. Let's remove this slash. Okay, so let's to be able to work with something. So remove the slash, then we can go ahead and have slash. Okay, I should put the slash also there back. Okay, this is a little bit tricky. Can I have another one? Okay, I have another one. So here we can go ahead and copy this. This. Now this is going to be image. Alright, now we have to just go back to the constant and add our slash back. Okay. Okay, so we don't even need the bracket, so we can remove that. Save this also. Check our app. We have an error that says just going to click this. I'm going to open this in my browser till I get the exact image URL. So you can see it's showing 4 error here. What do I ask? Do I need to go to public again? Alright, you know what? I'm just going to check everything out. I'm going to what that says this. Oh wait, is it missing .png? Why is this? Okay, it's not missing .png. You know, I'm going to check it out now. Alright, so I figured it out. You know, my mistake is actually I don't need to pass in public again in the URL, as you can see it. So what I can do is I'm initially about to post image URL or constant, and I can go ahead and delete this. Okay, so you can save that, and initially our app should work. Okay, so what we can do is not restart instead. Okay, so let's wait for this to finish. Finish up. Nice, exactly. So we have our showing here. So one last thing I want us to do is let's try and see if we can implement it inside, which is refresh indicator. So like if you swipe down to refresh to refresh the whole page. I think I can wrap single choice code with it, so we can wrap its widget. I can call refresh indicator here. Okay, so we have to pass in on refresh. This on refresh is going to accept our methods. We're going to add async. Our wait. So what method are we going to accept? We're going to accept our post controller dot get or post. Okay, beautiful. That is done. Let it finish loading. Once it's done loading, let me see if I can drag. So I can't actually drag down initially. So I think I should add it to this our list view here. So what I can do is I can just copy this. I'll copy that, and I'll just let me just copy only this. Then I'll Ctrl Z. If it doesn't work that way, I'm going to do it in the next video. So I'm just trying to see what we can do. I think we should wrap it with this one instead. So we have to wrap. Or what should we wrap it with? You know what we should wrap it with? Should I wrap OBX? Let me wrap OBX with a container. With width, which should be infinite. Let's say width double dot infinity. Let's see if we have any error. Like as our size. Okay, so we don't have any error. Now we can wrap this one with refresh indicator. refresh indicator. Okay, so let's save that. Yeah, you can see it's now working now. I refresh the indicator now. You can see our container is having a little bit of issue, so I believe we can just add height. So let's try height double dot infinite. Okay, so let's try double dot infinite. So it should be a little bit longer now. Yeah, you can see we have that. So we have an error that says box infinite is not actually working for now. So that is the issue we have. We can come through. So we just call this. I think we just leave the container like that. So let's refresh. If there's any fixes, I think I'm going to include it here. Right here, last thing I want us to do is this block image here. The image here, I think we can just make it a little bit rounded. So let's do border. Okay, it's expecting one. I think if I should do border here, border radius here, hopefully it will affect the image. Let's do border radius dot circular. And let's make it let's make it circular by 15. Okay, exactly what I was thinking. I'm not sure if it's going to. Yeah, it's not going to work. Alright. Well, anyways, we've done what we want to do on it. Next two are going to be looking how we can click on it and render as a single post. So if you like this video, please make sure you like, subscribe. See you next time. Peace.